My name is Pusnam Yiri. I teach leaders the secrets of personal development. In this video, I want to talk to you about conflicting opinions. This idea is from my book, The Meaningful Life. My goal is to help you enjoy the meaningful life. Before I move on, I will advise that you subscribe to this channel so that you will be one of the first to receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. If you look at your life, the question you will ask yourself is this: why am I here? Many people are in confusion, they are in frustration because they have followed the opinions of other people instead of the plan of God. What is God's plan for your life? Sometimes God's plan for your life may conflict with the plan of your parents, society, or even your own church denomination or spouse. And in such a situation, you may experience crisis. Before God formed Jeremiah in his mother's womb, God told him that he knew him. He knew him before he formed him, not in his mother's womb. He knew him before he formed him. So, which means only the Creator knows the plan He has for you. As a writer, as a novelist, I have written some novels, and God has given me the opportunity as a writer to have an idea of the process of creation. This is what writers often do. The first thing you do is to create a problem. When you create a problem, you now create somebody, the protagonist, who will be used by you to solve the problem. You equip the protagonist with abilities he or she will use to solve the problem. And then you create the antagonist. Antagonist is the person who will stop the protagonist from solving the problem. And then you now allow the protagonist to suffer for a while. Sometimes you complicate his life until he reaches a point where you will now give him the ability to overcome. No matter how hard the antagonist tries to defeat the protagonist, the antagonist can never act outside the control of the author. Similarly, you are not your idea. God created you for His purpose. He has a plan for you. And if you don't follow His plan, you may have many things in this world, but I can assure you, you will not have meaning. And there are many people, rich people, who are frustrated. There are many people who are committing suicide because they are looking for meaning, because they couldn't find meaning. So, what is this conflicting issue that I'm talking about? Number one, if you are not careful, your parents can give you their own plan. Yes, sometimes because they love us, they want us to follow their own plan. A story is told of a father who insisted that his son must go to school and study a particular course. The son didn't like that course, but his father insisted. So the boy went, he studied the course, he returned home and handed the certificate to the father. And he said to the father, "This is your certificate. I am going back to do my own course." So you see, and sometimes the opinion of your parents may go against the opinion of God or the plan of God. What do you do in such a situation? And sometimes your society may develop a plan for you. You want to be B, but they want you to be A. And because of that, you are now following the plan of the society, not the plan of God. And whenever you find yourself frustrated or in frustration or in serious conflict, you now discover that the society is not there for you. Number three, some of us probably are following the plans of our pastors. You want to be so and so, but your pastor is insisting that the best plan for you is so and so. And now you are following the plan of the pastor, so you are not happy. Maybe you are angry with the pastor for suggesting that plan for you. And you too, you may have your own plan. Like me, honestly, I thought of becoming maybe a lawyer or a business, going into business. But on my way to Lagos in 1995, I can tell you before then, I have never thought of doing ministry the way I'm doing now. But God called me and He changed my plan. So you too, you may have your own plan. Peter and his associates, when they had the biggest catch in their profession, the Bible says that the moment they reached the shore, they left everything and followed Jesus. Leaving their biggest catch was not part of their plan. But when Jesus said, "Follow me," from this moment, you will be catching men, you will be fishing for men, not fishing for fish. So he gave them another plan. Some people think that God is the only person who has a plan for them, but Satan too has a plan for you. His plan is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So Satan too has a plan for you. And there are many people who are following his own plan. Let me give an example. God gave most of these musicians, you see them not singing for the glory of God. They didn't get their talents, abilities from the devil. They got their original talents from God. But the devil has succeeded in deceiving them, in changing their goal, in changing the purpose. And instead of them to use their voices for the glory of God, the original mission, they are now using their voices for the glory of Satan. You see, the devil has changed the plan for them. The devil wanted to change the plan for Jesus, during his fasting period in the wilderness. And the devil also, interfered with the plan of so many people, has interfered with the plan of so many people. But the idea now is this: which one is the best plan? God's plan is the best plan because God created you as a character in his story. He understands you better. He understands your abilities better. He understands the mission you are supposed to solve. You are a character in his story. So follow the author's creation, not the reader's creation, because the author created the character for a purpose. So now understand this. God's plan is the best for you. God told Jeremiah before he formed him in his mother's womb, he knew him. If you read the whole Bible, you will see that all the people who did wonderful things, in history, by the grace of God, were called by God. Adam, created by God. Noah, called by God. Abraham, called by God. Moses, called by God. Joseph, called by God. David, called by God. Gideon, called by God. Peter, Paul, and other apostles, all of them called by God. So God's plan is the best for you. The question is, how do I know God's plan? This is a tough question. Many people have asked this question. How can I know God's plan? The first thing I will tell you is this: God's will is anything that will give him the glory. If you know God, you will know his will. Ask your creator. Ask, and you will receive. Ask your creator. Your creator is more willing to show you than you are willing to ask him. Ask your creator. But there are some suggestions. Somebody gave these suggestions that may be helpful, but the central recommendation is for you to ask your creator. That person says, if you want to know your master plan, if you want to know your area of calling in God's master plan, then you have to ask yourself these questions. Number one, what is it that anytime I am doing it, hunger is not a problem? In fact, they have to beg me to eat. That may be leading you to somewhere good. The next question is, what is it that you can do for free and still be happy? What is it? If you can identify that thing, it's possible that thing is leading you to an area of calling. Number three, what is it that you can do even when you are sick? You want to do it. You want to manage and do it. If you can identify that thing, it may be leading you to an area of calling. What is it? The next one is, what is it that anytime you are doing it, time flies? You never have enough time to do it. What is it? And which problem gets your attention easily? Identify that problem. I conclude in this way: only the plan of God is the best for you. You can listen to your parents, you can listen to your pastor, you can listen to the society. You know, sometimes you can't even stop Satan from speaking. But I can tell you this: bring all these opinions, put them before God, and follow His will. Follow His will. Follow His plan. Only the plan of God, your Creator, is the best for you. And remember this: if you are not working on His plan, then you are on your own, because you will not receive His support. That is why many people out there are in ministry, but they are frustrated. My name is Pusnam Yiri. My goal is for you to have the meaningful life. I hope you will remember to subscribe to this channel. Bye bye.